Hey, Mitch Hauschildt, Man Up and Go, and here with my good friend Pastor Andrew, and so excited to be back here in the community of Masese. We've done a lot of work here over the last 5 or 6 years, really some of our biggest projects, and it's always great to come back and see how things have really grown and expanded here in this community of Masese, which is near JinJa, Uganda. And we've got the Bethel Junior School, we've got a vocational training program, we've got a feeding program, and then we also have the Glory Land Church. And so, Andrew, just wondered if you could share for a few minutes of the impact of Home Again Ministry, how it's having this community, and kind of expand on a few different projects.
Well, yes, thank you so much. Well, Home Again Ministry has been here in this community for around 8 years now, and we've seen tremendous, growth and impact in the community. Because first of all, Bethel Junior School, as part of the project, is now ministering to 250 children, most of whom are orphans, all from poor and needy families. And some of them, they never really had any hope of going to school. So when this school began, it really gave opportunity to the community, and we have a good standard of education and with Christian principles and ethics. So the parents really are really excited, and it's a blessing, a huge blessing to the community here. And the other projects we have.
Well, and not to cut you off, but the amazing thing for me about the Bethel Junior School is when we started in 2012, we had 60 kids.
Oh yeah, 60.
And now we're at 252. And every year we expand, and the encouraging thing is we're continuing to expand.
Exactly.
The frustrating thing is we could probably triple that number with the kids and the need that's here, right?
Sure. Actually, if the resources avail, obviously in this community there are over 1,000 kids.
Over 1,000 kids.
Who need really this opportunity of coming to Bethel Junior School. So it's really important.
So tell us a little bit about the Super Saturday Feeding Program.
Super Saturday Feeding Program is really a huge blessing in this community, because kids come here, and these are over 800 kids every Saturday. Yesterday we had 1,346.
1346.
That is a huge number, and when they come here, they have a meal. They are assured of having a meal that day, because for most of those kids, maybe 98% of the kids who come here on Saturday, they last have the meal on Friday, and they may not have a meal until Sunday. So the meal they have here is really a blessing to them, and also a blessing even to other people back at home, because the kids, some of them, they take part of the food back into their home. So we are not only feeding 1,000 kids here, but maybe perhaps either 2,000 or 3,000. So it's really a huge blessing to the community.
Yeah, it's been amazing just seeing that program grow as well. When we started off with it, we were hoping, looking at 250, 300 kids.
Yep.
Now 800 consistently. This week we had 1,300 kids, and then understanding that it's truly changing the community, because those kids are taking that food home, a lot of them.
Exactly.
They're eating it here, but also taking it home. And then you guys do a great job of really discipling those young kids and feeding them the Word of God while they're here as well. So talk a little bit about the vocational training program.
Yes, we have 2 vocational training programs right now. We have the tailoring program and the hairdressing program. If we are to do the statistics, for the 3 years that we've been running, we've graduated over 100 of ladies in tailoring and hairdressing, and they use these skills to get now some money at the end of the month. Some of them are making over $100 a month, which never used to be, because some of these ladies were either making $5, between 5 and 10. Others were not really even hopeful to make that $10 in a month. So through the skills they are getting in the vocational training program, it's a blessing to them, their children, and perhaps, as you know, Uganda, it's extended families. So
yes.
One lady we are training is a huge blessing to more than 10 people in the family.
And what's amazing to me, not amazing, but what's encouraging is the better word for me, is yesterday we were walking through the community and talking with some of the ladies who went through our first class and our second class, and we're seeing them, their skills are continuing to expand. I mean, one of the backpacks that one of the ladies that we saw, Dorothy, yesterday, the backpacks she's making are as good as any backpack I can buy in any store in America.
Sure.
And so they're really doing a tremendous job, and she was talking about, her income can be 100, 200. She even said back to school time, that month she may make $500 or $600 in that 1 month.
Exactly.
Which is amazing, considering she was probably making $10 to $15 a month prior to that. So really is life changing for her family, which ultimately is life-changing for the community. So, last thing, and it's certainly not the least, is the Glory Land Church. And Andrew, you and I have been talking about, we might have almost done things a little backwards when we really started working here in Masese, because we started with the school, and we had good reason for that. But what you're sharing with me is after the church got started here 2 years ago, because you've been working here 8 years, but you've been working here 8 years and there hasn't been actual church presence in this community that entire time. So the last 2 years, you've just seen tremendous growth in the community in a number of different ways with Glory Land Church.
Actually, the church really has been a blessing in this community. As we know from the scripture, Jesus, gave power in the church. So when we began this church 2 years back, in the 2 years, we've seen a change, a transformation in this community. Now, people have come, because before we began the church, the places around us, it was just empty. Kind of some places were pushed. But now, right now, around the church, people have now begun to begin businesses, some small businesses. They have now come to live near the church because they know, I think perhaps when you live near the church, there is life, there is peace. Before the church began, this community, it wasn't easy to go through this community maybe beyond 6 p.m. in the evening, because a lot of awkward behaviors were in this community. But when the church began, now there is peace in the community. People have now come into church. People are understanding. Some men, they're now come to church to be discipled and to begin taking responsibility of their families. Even the church now, it is now a blessing to the kids who come every Saturday, because apart from discipling the kids on Saturday, we also encourage them to come back on Sunday. And today, I think we had over 300 kids,
yes, there was a lot
maybe
of kids.
400. I haven't
A lot of kids at church.
I haven't got the numbers today, but it's a huge blessing to the kids, to the community. Now the community is transforming, behaviors are changing, and the spiritual environment of the place is really changing.
Well,
and we're grateful to God for that.
And obviously, Man Up and Go, we're passionate about the men. So we love seeing the guys come into church.
Yep.
But what's interesting to me is now, and this has really happened in the last couple of years since I was here last, is it's not only just there's a church here and a school, but now all of a sudden there's, if you look around, it's now you guys can't see, but there's all these little shops and businesses that have popped up around the church. So this community is being completely rebuilt around the church, and really has been life-changing. And this community, and maybe we should have started here, but the community of Masese is, I've traveled a lot of places, been in a lot of third world countries. It's as rough as I've seen, quite honestly. And not a lot of resources here, not a lot of job opportunities. There's no farming really available. As the men go, because we're passionate about men, we did see 3 or 4 men yesterday that were working.
Yep.
We also saw probably 5 times that many sitting around gambling, playing games.
Yep.
But that's a cultural thing we're trying to shift. So we're going to make it. We're going to get there.
Yep.
Andrew, thank you for everything you do, brother. It's amazing working with you and seeing everything you're doing. And we're continuing to pray for you. I know our friends are out there continuing to pray, and we'll keep blessing you, and you keep blessing us.
Everyone who has been a partner and a blessing, we appreciate so much. And on behalf of the people here in Masese, JinJa, and everywhere, Home Again is very excited. May God bless you so much as we continue partnering and showing people God's love and taking them to heaven. Of course, it is Jesus, but thanks everyone in Jesus' name.
Thank you, brother.